let's get into some questions. We've got lots. Okay, so let's start here. Ryan, as you probably remember, whoever the question is for will make sure they get the last word, but both debaters will have the opportunity to respond. So first question comes in for Kent from Creationist Crybaby, and CC's got a question. The question is, if two species of squirrel can no longer interbreed, how do they fit the definition of kind in the Bible?
Well, if somebody sees the Kaibab squirrel and the Abert squirrel on opposite sides of Grand Canyon and notices they're still squirrel, the fact that they're still classed as squirrel would be, I think enough for a 4-year-old to say that's the same kind of animal. Can they interbreed? They might. I don't know that. I think those two can. There may be some examples, like for instance, Great Dane and Chihuahua. There are probably some mechanical problems there. He can't reach high enough if she's the female, the Great Dane, but he probably wants to try. But they probably genetically could. I bet you could artificially inseminate a Great Dane with a Chihuahua sperm and make a puppy. It'd be pretty dumb to do such a thing, but they could probably do it. Okay, so I think they're still within the dog kind. I think if you could get some that can no longer interbreed, you have a variation in what is still obviously the same kind. I don't have to defend the Bible definition of kind. It's guys like Ryan who believe the squirrel and the Great Dane and the bird have a common ancestor. That's what's not science. That's what's nonsense. These family trees, if you could get a branch on a tree where they can no longer interbreed, okay, great. Maybe that could happen. So what? It's still obviously the same kind. And I don't have to defend the Bible definition of kind, but this isn't science. That's all. This is imagination. They draw lines on paper, and the kids believe it because they've been taught it since kindergarten. It's a real thorough brainwashing program. That's all it is.
Okay, thank you for that response there, Kent. And Ryan, over to you. If there's anything you'd like to add, go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, I was just curious to why he didn't answer the question. But no, he's right. There are not just squirrels, but species. Well, originally species of animals that have, evolved and can no longer interbreed. And that was the point, that if they're still part of the same classification, what are they, are they still a kind or are they not? I mean, that's why kind is such a rough word. I mean, there's no strict definition to it.
Okay, so thank you, Ryan.
And you think, Kent?
Well,
go ahead, Kent.
My parents produced 3 boys. We cannot interbreed and produce a baby, but we're still the same kind, called human. How about that for a creationist crybaby? Are my brother and I the same kind? We can't interbreed. I'm not talking about San Francisco now. I'm talking about here, Lenox, Alabama. Okay. Are we the same kind? Creationist crybaby? Yeah, we are. It's obvious to a 4-year-old. So the squirrels are still squirrels.